Hello everyone, this is Pursue Wealth. My name is Edgar. In this channel, I explore the use of money to achieve life's goals. In this episode, I will be going over what I call money biases and how they affect our relationship with money. The video will cover my mom's relationship with money and in turn how I mirrored some of those behaviors when I was able to make money of my own. So let's break down what I mean when I'm referring to the term money bias. A money bias is a personal stance towards some aspect of money. This could mean that you view money in a positive way where you use it as a tool for achieving your life goals, or you could view money in a negative way where it could even, cause some anxiety for you. The same idea applies to the use of money. So let's say we have a scarcity mentality towards money. A scarcity mentality would mean that you don't think there's enough money to achieve all the things that you want to. In this scenario, we could either save money today because we don't know when we're going to have some more in the future, or we could spend it all today because we don't know if in the future we're able to buy the things we want or do the things we want to do as well. So now that I explained money biases a little, I want to go into some experiences, for example, with my mom and with myself. So my mom had a very frugal mentality. We live in shared apartments with my other family members for as long as I lived with her, with primos, primas, tios, tias, and things like that. She also drove like this super old car that I honestly had no idea how it was still running. And, we shopped at discount stores, and if I wanted clothes or anything, it was from the thrift shops. And, in line with that, she was also a big saver. This kind of allowed her to have, some money for a rainy day. Sometimes there was hardships with money, with jobs, so she was always able to provide for me. So I learned that I should also kind of do the same thing, right? I should save money in case, there's those times where, income isn't arriving. However, the flip side of that story is that, I didn't get to have all the nice things or the newest gadgets, the Nintendos or whatever that other kids my age had, that was provided to them by their parents. And, I had a great childhood, so there was no complaints in that, so no need to feel sorry about that. But, while I didn't really understand it at the time, kind of her experiences with money and what I was able to see, it kind of formed my attitude towards money as well. Fast forward a couple of years and I joined the Navy. But while it was my first job, it was definitely the first time that I had a decent amount of money coming in a consistent basis. Given the nature of my job, which was to go on a ship for 6-7 months at a time, I was able to save up a lot of money, $25,000 actually. Wow, that's a very good situation for someone who at the time was 21 years old to be in. I didn't have any financial goals for that money, and as a matter of fact, I didn't really know much about finances altogether. So I remember that, one day I might have read something and I said, I need to do something with the money. So what I did was I ended up going to my local bank, my credit union, and when I was there, I asked for a couple options of what to do with my money. And the banker that was there, she told me to put my money aside in a CD. And so I did, I followed her advice. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I thought, she knows. But that was a big mistake. It was a big mistake because of the opportunity cost. This was back in around 2015, right in the middle of a big stock rally. So had I invested that money instead of putting it in basically a savings account that earns you 0.5% more, I could have had a lot more money. But the thing was that at the time, I viewed the stock market as something super risky. I didn't really understand much about it. So I saw it as risk and I just wanted to stay away. I felt that if I put my money in the stock market and since I thought it was risky, I would lose all my money and all my discipline, all the days that I didn't go out, those would go to waste because I had put my money somewhere that I had no business putting it in the first place. And this is a prime example of that scarcity mentality that I was talking about. So I ended up saving money saving so much money and putting it in like the least risky place that I could think of. And in reality, it did more harm than good. This is because at the time, and I'm still now, I'm able to take risks because I have time on my side. At the time, I just didn't know about it, and I just didn't see it that way either. But eventually my time in the Navy in Japan ended, and I moved to San Diego, where my attitude towards money completely changed. Since I didn't have a purpose for the money that I had, I ended up blowing those entire $25,000 in a time span of about a year. In part, I attribute that because of while I was saving, I didn't get to go out a certain night, or I didn't eat out when maybe I wanted to go to a restaurant or something. And that kind of stuck with me. And since I had that large chunk of money there, I just spent it like crazy. I ended up buying a car that I didn't need that was super costly as time went on. I ended up buying a new TV, buying new furniture, and things like that. This is kind of the reflection of what I saw as a kid, where I didn't really have much, and now that I had some money there, not doing anything, I felt like I could just use it, and that for some reason it would never end. Of course, that was a big mistake to use up all that money, and a lot of the stuff that I bought, I don't even have today. This leads me to the point of this video. I think we should all take the time to recognize our own money biases and identify the times that they come up in our lives and how that impacted us financially, either positively or negatively. Once we have recognized them, it allows us to better react when a similar situation comes up in the future. This will prevent us from committing self-sabotage, and it will allow us to prosper financially. And that is all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like to support the channel. Also, I would like to hear from you. Share in the comment section below if you had a money bias that you recognized after watching the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one.